This little building is known as the Old Saddler's Shop. It's in a small town in West Devon and was built in the early 19th century as a toll house. Over the years, it's been used for various things like a sweet shop, an antiques shop, and it's currently for sale as a workshop. It's really tiny with only 14 square meters of internal space, but it has a little wood burner in it and has so much character with these large windows and wonky chimney. I wanted to imagine how I could live in a space this small without compromising on quality of space or comfort. So thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. My aim here is to make this 14 square meter space as flexible as possible and include an office space, a kitchen, a dining area for 4, a lounge space for relaxing, a double bed with an additional guest bed, washing machine, clothes drying space, plenty of storage, and a bathroom with a Japanese spa bathtub. So the first obvious feature to take advantage of is the height of the space. Being able to fit a bed into the roof area means you don't have to lose precious floor space or pack away a sofa bed every day. I've run a rail along the tie beam around the corner so that you can use it for climbing a ladder and also for storing it against this unit when it's not in use. And then up in this sleeping space, I've aimed to use every possible opportunity for storage. So there's a cupboard here at the head of the bed where you can put books and things that would usually go on a bedside table. I've used a slimmer mattress and have recessed it into the bed deck so that any areas around it can be used as little storage boxes to avoid any clutter that might get knocked off when you climb up and down. And in the same spirit of using the spaces at height as much as possible, I've included a storage cupboard over this door where it would have just been dead space. So it now forms more of a passageway instead. And I've made this a deep cupboard running across the top of this tall unit too, so you could use it for suitcases or bedding or other bulky things that you don't need access to very often. There's a clothes drying pulley up here too, and that pairs with the washing machine that is tucked into the bottom of this tall unit. Above here you have clothes hanging space, and that would be where you'd keep your coat too, though you could put it on the coat hook on the back of the door if it needs to dry off. And over here, by this amazing corner window, you can hide your shoes away under this lid. It's a bit low for a seat, but it looked like a cozy nook, so I've added a cushion too. If you're renovating a building yourself, perhaps you want to share the process online and open up the possibility of creating a business out of the knowledge and experience that you've gained. Squarespace is a website platform that is a great place to start documenting your journey in, say, a blog or portfolio in order to build an audience who are interested in your work. From here, you could develop your business by creating an online store or even membership access to exclusive sections of your website, with maybe in-depth tutorials or downloads of instructions and guides that you've created. Whatever your ideas, head to Squarespace for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Gemma Wheeler to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So there's already a wood burner in the space, and with this large window at the end, these two features really dictate the layout, so you can enjoy the benefit of them as much as possible without compromising access to them. There's enough space between the window and this central wall to put the kitchen units, which can incorporate a hob, oven, dishwasher and sink. And in this narrow end space, I've put a Slim Jim boiler behind a concealed door which would provide the hot water and heating. There's some storage space on these shelves above the kitchen worktop, but I've also used the spaces between the timbers supporting the bed deck for some additional pantry storage that swing down and hook back up again. You just need to make sure you remember to fasten the lids properly to avoid a mess. I've used the same system partly for a pantry and partly for some additional clothes storage over on this side. And with each one open, you get a small shelf also on the other side of the deck. There's space for 2 more of the swing down shelves either side of the window, and they could be used to keep a laptop and any books to serve your office space. A desk is formed by opening up these 2 lower cupboard doors and resting a fold-out board on top of them. Inside one of those lower cupboards, you can fit a fold-out stool, and this gives you a 1-person office space with a view. Once you've finished working, you can turn the same area into your dining and entertaining space. These 2 slim upper cupboards contain fold-out trestle legs to support the same board that made your desk. With a second stool opposite this 2-person bench seat, you have a social eating space. And once that is put away, you can create a guest bed out of this bench seat. The slatted timbers slide apart to create the length and the cushions form the mattress. Underneath is a box that contains the bedding. When that's not a bed and it's back to being a bench seat, you may notice that since it faces the kitchen, there isn't an obvious place for a TV. So hanging from the same rail that supports the ladder, I've added a hammock chair. When it's not in use, it can be rolled up and slid out of the way along to the end by the kitchen. And when you want to use it, you unravel it and it faces whichever way you want. I'll add a link to that hammock chair in the video description in case you want to find one for yourself. Up on this corner kitchen shelf, there's a little space for a projector, which faces one of the few areas of open wall here above the fireplace. So that's where you'd create a relaxing lounge space where you can watch a film or chat to a guest sitting on the bench seat. So even though this building is so small, it is still actually split into 2 rooms. I think it probably wasn't always that way, as there's a recess at one end of this central wall that may have been an opening. So that's where I've recreated that opening and blocked off the secondary exterior access to the second room. This forms the bathroom, and I know that in tiny spaces, so often a shower is what you have to live with, because there's no obvious way to fit in a traditional bathtub. But this is a solution that I've used in my own home and is incredibly luxurious. It's a Japanese bathtub and is 1 meter square and almost double the depth of a standard bathtub. Because of that depth, you can put a shower over it without needing a screen or curtain, and you can also have an amazing full immersion bath in it. I've put a link to the product in the description so you can find that too. And on the walls here, I've used a product that I've also specified in the past, which is an interior timber cladding that can be used in wet rooms and saunas and has that beautiful smell that you get in saunas. The layout of the room means there are some more opportunities for hidden storage spaces for towels and things. And you can see the bath is deeper than normal because of this step to get into it. But again, that creates a secret storage space for bottles and things. Let me know what you think. These designs are always open and collaborative, and if you like this video, you can check out my other videos for more architectural designs, and I always appreciate a like and subscribe.